Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive with me today?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Today, we're going to tackle entrepreneurship.
Ooh, exciting.
And don't worry if you're thinking, not another entrepreneurship podcast. Because this one's for everyone.
Really?
For everyone.
Yeah. Whether you're already running a bunch of businesses
Okay,
or you're just starting to dream about your first side hustle,
got it.
this deep dive is going to have something for you.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So we've got this podcast script about entrepreneurship basics.
A script, huh? Interesting.
And yeah, no, it's a little meta, right? Analyzing a script about podcasts on a podcast.
Yeah, a bit.
But trust me, there are some serious gems in here.
Okay.
We're going to unearth some golds and nuggets of wisdom that apply to anyone,
Sounds good.
no matter where they are on their entrepreneurial journey.
Awesome.
So you ready to jump in and see what makes this whole entrepreneurship thing tick?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's go. So the script starts off, trying to define what entrepreneurship actually is. Right, because it's one of those words that gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
But what does it really mean?
Exactly.
Well, the script defines it as
yeah.
creating, developing, and managing a business for profit.
Okay, so that seems pretty straightforward.
Right.
I mean, it's basically what any business does, right?
Yeah, you could say it's the basic framework,
Okay.
but I think there's more to it than that. The real heart of entrepreneurship,
Okay.
it's not just about making money. It's about solving a problem.
Ooh, okay.
A true entrepreneur,
Yeah.
they spot something that's missing,
Mm-hmm.
something that people need,
Right.
and they come up with a unique solution for it. They create value,
Okay.
not just profit.
So it's not just about opening any business. It's got to be bringing something new to the table.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be useful.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. But how can you tell the difference?
What do you mean?
Well, sometimes it feels like every idea's already been taken.
Ah, I see what you're saying. Okay, so imagine
Good.
2 coffee shops.
Okay, 2 coffee shops. Got it.
One is just your average run-of-the-mill place,
Okay.
serving decent coffee, but nothing special.
Right.
The other roasts their own beans. They source everything ethically.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they even offer, workshops on brewing the perfect cup at home.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, they're both selling coffee, but
Right.
that second shop,
Yeah.
they're providing an experience, a deeper level of value. It goes beyond just the transaction.
Okay, so it's the experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what often sets successful entrepreneurs apart.
Okay. It's like sell the sizzle, not just the steak, right?
Exactly. Or in this case,
Yeah.
the expertly brewed, ethically sourced coffee experience,
Wow.
not just the cup of joe.
Okay, so we've got that side of it, the business itself.
Right.
But what about the people behind those businesses, the entrepreneurs?
Right. What makes them tick?
Yeah, what makes them chick? What are they like?
Well, this script dives into a whole bunch of personality traits.
Okay.
Resilience,
Okay.
adaptability,
Mm-hmm.
vision, networking, financial savvy.
Wow. It's a long list.
It is a pretty long list.
Yeah,
It can seem a bit daunting, right?
it does. Like you have to be born with all these superhuman skills.
Yeah, like a superhero of business. But the truth is, it's less about inherent talent
Okay.
and more about, cultivating the right approach.
But you're saying you're not just born an entrepreneur.
Exactly. Anyone can develop these traits.
Right.
For example, let's take resilience.
Okay.
The script really emphasizes this.
And I can see why.
Yeah.
Every entrepreneur
Mm-hmm.
is going to face setbacks no matter how successful they are.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's bound to happen.
Right.
But the ones who really thrive are the ones who can bounce back.
Right. They learn from their mistakes. They keep pushing forward. It's
Yeah.
a muscle you build, not something you're born with.
So it's less about avoiding failure altogether
Right.
and more about how you react when it inevitably happens.
Exactly. And, there are so many great examples of this.
Oh, yeah. Like who?
Well, take James Dyson, for example.
Okay, James Dyson.
The inventor of those bagless vacuum cleaners?
Yeah, of course.
Did you know he made over 5,000 prototypes?
5,000?
Yeah. Before he finally found a design that worked.
Wow, that's a lot of vacuums. I guess that's resilience in action, huh?
Yeah, he could have given up after, 100 prototypes,
Right.
but he kept going.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got resilience. What about adaptability? That seems super important too, especially these days when everything's constantly changing.
Oh, absolutely. Adaptability is key. And it's actually closely linked to resilience.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, think about it. If you're not willing to adapt,
Yeah.
to change course when things aren't working,
Hmm.
you're not going to be able to bounce back from setbacks.
That's true. You've got to be flexible.
Yeah, flexible, open to new information,
Hmm.
and willing to pivot when you need to.
Right. Okay. So we've got resilience, adaptability. Are there any other traits that really stand out to you? Like ones that are especially important when you're just starting out?
Let me think. I think vision is a big one.
Vision. Okay.
And I don't just mean having a grandiose idea.
Right.
It's about seeing the potential in things,
Okay.
even if it doesn't exist yet.
Interesting. So like being able to imagine what could be.
Exactly. And being able to articulate that vision to get other people excited about it.
Oh, that's important because you're going to need other people on board.
Exactly. You can't do it all alone.
So it's not enough to have a great idea in your head. You have to be able to share it with the world.
Yeah, you have to inspire people. And that's where networking comes in.
Right. Networking. That makes sense. So tell me more about that.
Well, networking is all about building relationships,
Okay.
connecting with people who can help you make your vision a reality.
Okay. So it's not just about like asking for favors, right?
No, not at all. It's about building genuine connections, offering value to others, and creating a community around your idea.
I like that. So we've got the entrepreneur, resilient, adaptable, with a clear vision and a knack for connecting with people.
Right.
Sounds like a pretty solid foundation.
It is.
But you still need to, actually start the business.
Right. The rubber meets the road, as they say.
Exactly. And that's where this script gets into the nitty-gritty, the step-by-step process.
Right, like a roadmap.
Yeah. Identifying the problem, developing the idea, making a business plan, getting funding.
All the essential steps.
Yep.
But I think it's important to remember that in real life, it's rarely that linear.
Oh, you mean?
It's messy. There are going to be twists and turns. It's an iterative process.
So less like following a recipe.
Right.
And more like, I don't know, improvising a jazz solo.
Exactly. You have the basic structure.
Right.
There's a lot of room for creativity.
Yeah.
And for going with the flow.
Okay, that makes sense. And that's where all those traits come in, right? Resilience, adaptability, vision.
Absolutely. They help you navigate all the ups and downs.
So let's talk about that first step in the framework,
Uh.
identifying the problem.
Ah, yes. That's where it all begins.
Right. You got to find that spark of an idea that could potentially become a business.
Exactly. And it all starts with observation and empathy.
Observation and empathy. Okay, tell me more about that.
Well, it might sound simple,
Okay.
but it's amazing how many people overlook this.
Right.
Pay attention to the world around you. What frustrates you?
Mm-hmm.
What do you wish existed?
Oh.
What problems do you see other people struggling with?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how often those little everyday annoyances can spark incredible ideas.
So it's not about waiting for a eureka moment.
Not necessarily. It's about actively engaging with the world.
Okay. Being curious and observant.
Exactly. And talking to people.
By having conversations.
Yes. Ask questions, conduct surveys, really get to know the needs and frustrations of your potential customers.
So the more you understand the problem,
Right.
the better you'll be at creating a solution that really works.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But what happens after you've identified that problem?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. That's where you got to, turn that spark into something real. You've got this problem, this idea,
Yeah.
and now you need to develop it. This is where people get stuck.
Oh, yeah.
They have a great concept, but then they're like, now what?
Right. How do you actually make it happen?
Well, it's all about iteration and experimentation.
Okay.
This is where things get messy.
Okay.
This is the part the script kind of skips over.
Really?
Yeah, you had to brainstorm, you prototype, you test, you refine.
It sounds like there are a lot of twists and turns.
Oh, yeah, it's a process of discovery, rarely a straight line.
I'm starting to see why resilience and adaptability are so important.
Oh, absolutely. Gotta roll the punches.
It's like you said, embrace the detours. Sometimes those lead to the best discoveries.
Right. Think about James Dyson and all those vacuum prototypes.
5,000.
What if he'd given up after, 1,000?
We'd all still be using bags.
Probably.
So it's about trusting the process, even when it feels like you're going backwards.
Exactly. Okay, so the script lays out this 6-step framework for starting a business.
Right.
We talked about identifying the problem.
What's next?
The script calls it developing the idea,
Okay.
but I think it's better to think of it as validating the idea.
Validating? What do you mean?
It's where you figure out if your solution actually solves the problem.
Oh, okay.
And if there's even a market for it.
So it's not enough to just think you have a good idea.
No.
You got to test it out.
You got to see if it resonates with actual people.
Right. But how do you do that? Especially if you're not ready to launch a whole business yet.
Well, there are tons of ways to validate your idea without, going all in.
Okay, like
You can start by talking to potential customers, getting feedback, run surveys, create prototypes. You could even just set up a simple landing page to gauge interest.
a landing page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to get your idea out there and see how people react.
And that's where that networking comes in handy, right?
Oh, absolutely. Those connections can give you honest feedback, help you refine your approach.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to share your idea with people outside your usual circle.
Really?
Yeah. You never know where you'll find valuable insights.
That's true.
Or even potential collaborators.
Okay, so you've identified the problem, you've validated your idea, you're starting to build a network.
Yeah.
What's next?
Well, the script talks about creating a business plan, securing funding, building a team.
Okay.
All important stuff.
Yeah.
But there's something that often gets missed, especially for first-timers.
Oh, what's that?
It's understanding your own motivations
Okay.
and defining what success means to you. Oh, interesting. Like, why are you doing this in the first place?
Exactly. What do you want to achieve? Not just financially, but personally, professionally.
Right, the bigger picture.
Yeah. What kind of impact do you want to make?
It's easy to get caught up in the logistics,
Right.
but you need a clear sense of purpose to stay motivated.
Absolutely. Especially when things get tough, which they will.
So having a strong sense of purpose will keep you going.
It will. And it'll attract the right people to your team.
Okay.
Investors who share your values,
Mm-hmm.
customers who connect with your mission.
I like that. It adds a whole other dimension to the process.
It's about building a business that's not just profitable,
Yeah.
but also fulfilling, personally and professionally.
All right, so before you even start writing that business plan, you need some self-reflection time.
Right.
Define your goals, your values. What does success really mean to you?
It's the crucial step.
Okay, so the script mentions some common challenges.
Oh, yeah, like what? Financial strain, competition, burnout, that fear of failure.
Right, the things that keep you up at night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those can be pretty scary,
Oh, for sure.
especially when you're just starting out.
Yeah, but I think it's important to acknowledge them,
Okay.
not to scare anyone away,
Right.
but to be realistic about the journey.
So it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
No, it's definitely not. But the key is to shift your perspective.
But
Instead of roadblocks, see them as opportunities.
opportunities. For what?
For growth, for learning.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
But isn't it also important to try to minimize risks?
Yes.
Avoid mistakes.
Of course, preparation is key.
Right.
But even with the best planning, you'll hit unexpected bumps.
That's true.
It's about accepting that uncertainty and being ready to adapt.
So you can't avoid challenges altogether.
Nope. You just got to learn to navigate them.
And what about the fear of failure? That can be paralyzing.
Oh, absolutely. It's totally natural to feel that fear.
Yeah.
But try to reframe it. Failure isn't the opposite of success.
Okay.
It's a stepping stone to success.
Ooh, I like that.
Every successful entrepreneur has faced setbacks,
Mm-hmm.
failures.
Right.
It's how they learned and ultimately achieved their goals.
So instead of being afraid of failing, embrace it as a learning experience.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to go through it alone.
That's true.
Build a support system,
Okay.
mentors, advisors, other entrepreneurs who get it.
People who've been there.
Exactly. They can offer guidance, encouragement, and a shoulder to cry on.
It makes a big difference. The script also talks about finding inspiration from successful entrepreneurs.
Oh, yeah. All those big names.
But are those always the best examples? Like Steve Jobs, Elon Musk?
While those stories are definitely inspiring, I think it's important to find relatable role models, too.
Relatable, what do you mean?
People who are working in your industry
Okay.
or who've faced similar challenges.
Yeah, people you can actually see yourself in.
Exactly. It makes success seem more attainable.
Do you have any examples of, like, lesser-known entrepreneurs who really embody that spirit?
Let me think. Have you heard of Whitney Wolfe Herd?
Whitney Wolfe? Wait, is she the founder of Bumble?
Yeah, that's her.
Wow, the dating app. The one where women make the first move.
That's the one.
Okay, I know Bumble, but I don't know much about her story.
It's fascinating. She was actually an early executive at Tinder,
Oh, wow.
but she left after experiencing sexual harassment and discrimination.
That's awful.
It was a really tough situation. But instead of letting it defeat her, she used it as fuel to create something new.
Incredible.
She saw a problem in online dating,
Right.
the power imbalance that often favors men.
Right, yeah.
So she created a platform that empowers women, gives them more control.
And that's how Bumble was born.
Exactly. And what's amazing is that she built this billion-dollar company
Wow.
while facing so much scrutiny and skepticism.
I can imagine. It must have been really challenging.
It was, but she challenged the status quo. She took risks, and in the end, she changed the way millions of people connect.
That's really inspiring. It shows that you can overcome anything and create something truly amazing.
Her story is a testament to resilience, innovation, and a commitment to positive change.
It also shows that entrepreneurship isn't just about building businesses.
Right?
It's about solving problems, challenging norms,
Yeah.
creating a better world.
Well said. And that brings us to a key takeaway from our deep dive today.
Okay.
The script mentions it, but I think it's worth emphasizing.
Okay, what is it?
Entrepreneurship is more than a business model.
Okay.
It's a mindset.
It's about being curious,
Yes.
adaptable, resilient.
And believing in your ideas, having the courage to bring them to life.
Even when others might doubt you.
Exactly. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
So true.
There will be ups and downs, for sure, but with the right mindset
Right.
and a willingness to learn and adapt,
Yeah.
you can achieve amazing things.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, we want to leave you with a few questions to ponder.
Ooh, good idea.
What's resonated most with you so far?
Yeah, what surprised you?
And what actions can you take to embrace your own entrepreneurial spirit?
Even if you're not starting a business right now,
Right. Right.
how can you apply these principles to your own life and career?
I love that. Take some time to reflect on these questions, folks. You might be surprised by what you discover.
Who knows? Maybe you'll find yourself taking the first steps on your own entrepreneurial adventure.
You know, it's interesting. The script focuses so much on, like, solving existing problems.
Right.
But what if the most successful entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
they're not just problem solvers, they're problem creators.
Whoa, that's a really interesting thought.
Right.
It challenges the whole, traditional idea of what an entrepreneur does.
Right.
We always think about finding solutions, filling gaps. But what if it's about anticipating future needs?
Yeah. Or even creating those needs.
Yeah.
Like, they're not just reacting to the world, they're shaping it.
It's a whole different level.
I'm thinking of, like, Elon Musk.
Okay, yeah.
He gets a lot of flack for tackling these problems that don't even seem to exist yet.
Right, like colonizing Mars.
Exactly. But what if he's just playing a longer game, seeing challenges we haven't even thought of yet?
It's like he's creating the demand before the need even exists.
Right.
It takes a certain kind of, audacity to do that.
And a willingness to be misunderstood?
Oh, for sure.
Even ridiculed, right?
Yeah.
Think about how many people laughed at electric cars not that long ago.
Oh, yeah.
Now look at Tesla.
It's a good reminder that groundbreaking ideas are often met with resistance,
Totally.
even scorn. The people who really change the world, they're not afraid to challenge the status quo.
Yeah, to push the boundaries of what's possible, even if it seems crazy.
Even if people think they're a little bit nuts.
Right. So it's not just about spotting a gap in the market. It's about imagining a whole new market,
Whoa.
creating the need and providing the solution.
Yeah. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
It makes you wonder, what problems are we not even aware of yet?
Right. What needs are going to pop up in the next few years, the next few decades?
And who's going to be the one to anticipate those and create the solutions?
That's what's so exciting about it. The potential is limitless.
It's not just building businesses, it's shaping the world we live in.
Exactly. And it's a call to action for all of us, whether we're entrepreneurs or not.
What do you mean?
It's about being curious, challenging assumptions, imagining new possibilities.
Yeah, like that.
Who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to identify the next big problem, or even create the problem that leads to the next big innovation.
That's a pretty awesome thought. This has been a really cool deep dive.
It has.
We started with the basics, but we ended up exploring some seriously mind-blowing concepts.
For sure.
I think the biggest takeaway is that entrepreneurship is more than just skills or a business plan.
Right.
It's a way of thinking,
Yeah.
a way of approaching the world with curiosity, courage,
Absolutely.
that drive to make things better.
Well said. And remember, you don't have to start a billion-dollar company to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
You can apply these principles to anything in your life.
That's a good point.
So keep exploring, keep learning, keep pushing those boundaries.
Awesome advice. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Until next time, keep diving deep.